Hello everybody, this is Dungeon Creator 20, and I am bringing you guys the unboxing for the 2017 Kickstarter Reaper Core 4 series. This is basically a set of miniatures that's going to be on Reaper Bones' website eventually. And I was lucky enough to be able to support their Kickstarter and get a whole bunch of, bubble wrap, support their Kickstarter. So I got a few minis, the core set as well as the Lords of Hell, the Balor kind of mini that they got, and the Zombie Dragon mini. And this is actually the first one I'm opening, the Zombie Dragon. First thing that I noticed, really nice molds in plastic. All the edges are super sharp. You'll see here in the future, and on some of these they actually have fur, like a Barbarian's pelt loincloth that just looks really nice. And the plastic's a lot harder than the Reaper Bones line typically is. It's actually a lot closer to like WizKids, which is something I prefer. A little bit more brittle technically, but still with enough give to, sustain most landings, and definitely firm enough to where the sculpt stays relatively intact in transport. It's really nice. So the first one, these two are the Lords of Hell, so a demon man and a demon woman somewhere in there. I was hoping to, and this is going to be the Balor, I was hoping to actually make a big entourage and show all these minis standing together. However, I didn't realize that these minis were going to come unbuilt. Typically, Reaper Bones come all in one piece or built together, so this was actually really nice that they came separate for painting. A little advert for Reaper's future dice line. They look fine. I haven't really seen a whole lot else, but stackable, so that can be nice. Check that out. Next, we got a little advert for Reaper's Kickstarter, or not Kickstarter, stream on Twitch. Sorry guys, that Thursday night is already taken by Critical Role. And then we got something I am interested in, the Reaper Black Minis. Now, I'm not sure, I didn't go through these yet as the time of recording, but it looks like a whole bunch of minis that are pre-primed, it looks like. So that's going to be nice. I'll look through that in a second. And this is the box. So a little bit of art. You'll see a lot of things really close to D&D models, but slightly different. That actually is because Reaper Bones doesn't own the license to Wizard of the Coast monsters. So anything actually made by D&D is a little off-brand, but I'll be referring to the D&D names. Here we got some ghosts, and I'm just messing with the focus to let you get a closer view of them. Not really a whole lot there. The green kind of makes it difficult to see. These are just a few altars, some goblinoids, pretty basic standard stuff. These are, again, really good sculpts. My first demons and creatures were actually from Reaper Minis, as well as some of my set pieces, so it's nice to get some more of those and really nice sculpts. Got this guy. There we go. This will be the view that you see most of my minis at. A few looks like executioners. And you'll see that one has a bent spear. That's actually okay. That's actually kind of common in the Reaper line. It's just a product of shipping. I'll probably make a video on how to fix those. All it takes is a little bit of boiling water. Some classic wizards, a Dragonborn with like several different hand options. So what I don't use, I'll probably use for conversion kits. Change up the hands of other minis I buy. Typical ranger female. Actually, I was really impressed by the number of females. I didn't realize at the time whenever I bought this how many of the miniatures were female, but that actually is really good just because a lot of females don't have a whole lot of classes, especially in the melee orientation for WizKids and Reaper, at least in the past. So this actually fills up a lot of holes, and this is the Barbarian I was talking about. You can actually see the pelt is really nice. Really sharp edges for the fur on the kit and back, and now I'll have a video on YouTube of me touching a Barbarian's crotch. Nice. Here we got a little bit of some wizards with familiars. Those are also really cool, really detailed for such small sculpts. There also really isn't a whole lot of flash or molding lines, which is also really interesting for miniatures. Some feathers on the Spartan helmets. I'm just really impressed with the textures. I didn't even notice that one had chickens. So just the details are amazing in this line. Those who actually got the Kickstarter package, you'll also notice that these models also have a lot of the separating residue that comes on minis that are actually made with injection molding. So that's something to keep in mind. for other minis, like, you're supposed to wash them, but a lot of people forget to. These, you need to wash them. Some gnomes, again, like a whole bunch of variety. There's not really a whole lot of gnome warriors in different sets, so I was really excited. Some more goblins, dire pigs and crocodiles, and one crab. So that's really nice. A lot of basic creatures you don't typically get. Some kobolds that are also good sculpts. I just can't express how excited I am for all these sharp edges and structure pieces that I was able to get on the cheap from the Kickstarter. The Griffin, we got a Wyvern in there that's kind of hiding, an owlbear, or, owlbear in quotation marks, and some basic orcs. Like I said, I wanted to be able to open these up for you, but a lot of these big bags have loose plastic stuff, so I could show you, but I could have lost some pieces. This is a really good example. This is actually the dragon mini that's on the box there, and I wanted to compare it just for size for one of the green dragons that I had bought and painted. This guy is huge. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell his exact stature. He's probably going to be shorter just because the other one's flying. But look at that wingspan. He is a big boy. I'm going to really enjoy painting him. We got some demons. Looks like some goat people and some cultists. That'll be really nice later on. A Baba Yaga or a hag that's actually sitting on a cauldron. So that's always good. Some dragon people, more demon folk. This one I think has a big ram's goat head. Oh, this guy's shield was so nice. I love anti-paladins, and I always feel like their designs are a little basic. And this one is kind of too, especially around the helmet area, because they always try to go for that Dark Knight aesthetic. This is a succubus. I was trying to hide her cleavage, but a little bit of a nip slip with my finger. It's a good mini, kind of sharp edges, and it's one of those things. That's going to be a good piece. I'll probably end up modding it a little bit. And this is actually a line of chibi characters that are actually owned by Reaper Minis. These were the kind of mascots for the entire Kickstarter, so it's really cool to see them. We got the wizard that's going to be on the back. You'll actually see the paladin priest that comes on the box art. If I can get it focused, there we go. So, got him. Some of the rogues, it's just really cool to see these mascots pieces, the fun joke pieces, like this pig here. The pig actually isn't a joke piece. This is actually part of their merchants that they end up selling. So now there's going to be, actually NPCs that you can put in the taverns. So some good barkeeps, a couple temptresses, and some pretty decent body shapes. So most of them, are the typical standard fantasy, super masculine man or super feminine female. But then you have, like this old dude, and then one of the bakers and other like barmaids and stuff, and they just look really nice. So we even have a orcish clientele, like merchant guy, which is really nice. So it's always good. It's always good to get some different ones, and this actually collection really rounded out my collection with minis I probably wouldn't have gotten on their own. But just really fun stuff. I mean, Angry Villager with a rolling pin, yes please. Pies and Death. A good librarian piece, or traveling map cartographer. Just really cool. So another maid, probably the person hanging out with that guy with the barrel on his shoulder. And I believe we're going to start getting into... Oh, nope. I was going to make this one really brief, but can we just appreciate how we actually got a fat monk in this? Like, God, I love the Friar Tuck looking ones. The cart with pumpkins. And this is actually starting to get into some Pathfinder iconics, as well as some Yuan-ti. So just a whole bunch of snake people, some really integrated... oh my goodness. Pretty shields. And then we got some scales that, like I said, are really nice. We're getting into the set with some classic monsters. This is actually part of their Kickstarter campaign that was labeled under horrors. So we got some vampire spawn or ghouls, nothing super impressive. We get a shouting mouth, if I can get the camera to focus a little bit more. Let's try and get a little closer, but that's going to have to do. So yeah, a screaming ghoul, that's always good. Just basic fodder. This I'm really excited about. Hoping to paint it in like black and gold, some like Age of Sigmar-esque colors. Got a vampire temptress slash maybe demon hunter, depending on how you want to play it and who's wanting the mini. Snake cultist. This one was a little out of place. I feel like this one probably should have been the Wanty section, but still really cool looking. Now, I can't tell if this was a Gorgon or a Bride of Frankenstein. Leave the comment section down below on which one you think. My personal belief is it's probably a Gorgon, just because you can see they had a mummy, and they also had a Frankenstein. Where is he? There's Adam. There's the creature. And he's really just iconically Frankenstein, so I wonder if she's Bride of Frankenstein. We got Dracula, Strahd, Nosferatu, whoever you decide. This, an awesome tombstone, or a Avatar of Death for anybody who wants to mess with the deck of many things. A good altar for your minis. I was excited about that one. A barbarian female, again, not something you see a whole lot of. I kind of wish she was a little bit more muscular. I really need to work on skin tones, but I'm just gonna have to deal with what I got. There's some cool runes on her sword. Like I said, the furs on her cloak, forget about it. Some more just basic knights and whatnot. Get it out of here. We got some rogues. And this is actually starting to get into the iconic Pathfinder miniatures, which they were able to get a hold of. So some zombie gorillas, so that's always cool. Broken. Some. Oh, there we go. We got some orcs, everybody. Look at that. And some goblin shamans. Those are going to be fun. This is actually a paladin from the Pathfinder comic series as well as board games. So a really iconic piece just for people who actually play the game quite a bit. We got basically the whole gang. We got a few different sorcerers. Most of this party tends to be female. I'm not sure if that's for marketing reasons, but like I said, it just rounds up a whole lot of holes that I had in my collection just from WizKids and Reaper. Some actual hair. This one is just a mess aesthetically. I love it. I'm just going to have a world of a time with that. Gambler, so that's going to be kind of cool. A sorcerer with cards. Another hag or crone. Definitely a quest giver. A little exclamation point above her head. Another knight. Paladin. And this is actually from a set called Sophie's Friend. So Sophie's like that little angel demon thing. This is actually the only Minotaur in a set, which I was a little disappointed in. But hey, it's a female Minotaur, so that's kind of cool. Like I said, filling up those holes. And that's actually the complete set of the Reaper Bone series. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing some paints on this to show you all how I kind of go about it. I kind of wanted to show you something. This is actually one of the first minis I ever bought. This is Reaper Bones. I think it was one of their first lines. And you can see it's not too bad. I was really proud of it at the time, just compared to my past work. But comparing this to what happened, about 150 minis later, I painted this, really awesome green dragon with just awesome texturing. The paint's not too shiny. It's actually made of some decent craft paints rather than apple barrel craft paints. Got some terrain, even have a little water feature down at the bottom. The shading, I don't know, just a really fun mini to make. And a far cry, actual grass and stuff just barely painted on like the elf mini that you just saw. So I was just really excited to see, and hopefully you'll see this with me, the difference between this last dragon mini and what happens at the last of the 150. Oop, kick the camera. Can somebody tell me why these never fit back in the box? There's so much more. How do they get it in there? Whatever. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the bell icon, subscribe, and like this video. And please, if you can, share it around with other people that you might think are interested, or heck, even if you don't have anybody in particular in mind, just a share can really help me out, especially on these early stages. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye.